Salt is one of the most corrosive elements in nature, so these car snow chains had developed a lot of rust after using them just for a few times. Before applying the product, I used a wire brush to remove the loose pieces of dirt and rust. The product I used is made by Mercola, but many other brands sell similar products. I applied the rust converter to the chains using a brush, and you can see rust turning into a uniform black surface. That was a chemical reaction, kind of smelling like vinegar, and while the smell was not too strong, I recommend using a protective mask. Nevertheless, looking at my gloves, this product will make a mess, so make sure you protect yourself and the surrounding surfaces. The second candidate was this rusty bike. Its condition was really bad, and I first had to remove loose pieces of paint before I used my wire brush to remove surface rust. And that is the mess I made. But all this stuff had to be removed before the product was applied. I wiped the surface and applied 2 coats of rust remover. And you can see the rust turning to a black surface while applying this product. And since I didn't care too much about the surface finish, I made a hardness test to see how hard the surface actually was. I gave it a few taps with a spanner, then I used a hammer, and it was finally time for the wire brush test. And I was amazed to see that there were only minor scratches, mostly from the wire brush. Then I wanted to see if the rust converter alone would prevent rust from forming again. I also applied a layer of grey primer and a light layer of black paint to see how would these do exposed to the elements. So I left the bike in the garden for a month, exposed to tap water from sprinklers and rainwater. As expected, rust did form in certain areas. Now it was time to get serious and do the job like I was supposed to. I masked the surrounding areas, gave it a quick wipe and sprayed 2 coats of primer and 2 coats of paint with 5 minutes in between. And although I just wanted my bike to be functional and safe, that was an amazing transformation. The surface is not perfect, but it was good enough for my application, and it would be even better if I spent more time to sand the surface or the primer. And one more thing I liked and subscribed about this product was that it can be cleaned really easily.